Hi everyone, and a massive thank you as always to all of the community members over at Open Media One channel on Telegram. Massive thank you to all of the subscribers here on YouTube. Massive thank you to all of the channels, channel owners, team members, moderators and admins, all on Telegram who are sharing each other's stuff right now, and we're all helping each other and supporting each other. Today's vid, we're going to go straight into it, people. It is quite simple, the facts. UK vaccine damage payments, including COVID-19 or coronavirus vaccine. We're going to use the government website. We're going to go through page by page, literally going for everything on there, who's eligible for these vaccine damage payments, how you can claim. At the end of this, we're also going to show an article from a mainstream media, the Independent actually, regarding cases that are going through at the moment. Now, I have reached out to the lawyer who's dealing with these cases. Not heard back from them yet. I'm pretty sure they're going to be busy. So if I do hear back from them, you know, I will post that to everybody. But just do a search yourself. If you know anybody who's been vaccinated, who has a problem, please do look at this video. As you all know, I'm unvaccinated, so this isn't for me. This isn't for people who are unvaccinated. It's for people who are vaccinated and have had problems afterwards. So nice and simple. We'll go straight into it now, okay? Now, taking a look at this, with simple search, we're going onto the government website, UK government vaccine damage payment. So we click straight on there. Page 1 tells you exactly overview, what you'll get, eligibility, and how to claim. So we're going to go through this one by one, guys. Overview. If you're severely disabled as a result of a vaccination against certain diseases, you could get a one-off tax-free payment of £120,000. This is called a vaccine damage payment. You can also apply for this payment on behalf of someone who has died after becoming severely disabled because of certain vaccinations. You need to be managing their estate to apply. You can still take legal action to claim compensation even if you get a vaccine damage payment. Effect on benefits you receive. So a vaccine damage payment can affect benefits and entitlements like income support, income-based job seekers allowance, working tax credit, child tax credit, universal credit, pension credit, housing benefit, and council tax reduction. Also, it says employment and support allowance. Now, we're going to go straight on to this. What you'll get. A vaccine damage payment is a one-off tax-free payment of £120,000. How you're paid. You'll get paid directly if you're over 18 and can manage your own affairs. If you're under 18 or you cannot manage your own affairs, the payment will be made to your trustees. If you live with your family, your parents may be appointed as trustees. Again, pause on any of these, guys, if you want to have a good look through yourself. I will, of course, send the links, as I always do with my videos, to the government site and to everything else that we share in here. Now, next page. Eligibility. You could get a payment if you're severely disabled and your disability was caused by vaccination against any of the following diseases. Number 1, coronavirus, COVID-19. Diphtheria, apologies if I can't pronounce any of these. Haemophilus influenza type B, influenza type B, human papillomavirus, influenza, except for influenza caused by a pandemic influenza virus, measles, meningococcal group B, C, W, mumps, pandemic influenza A, H1N1, 2009, swine flu, up to 31st of August 2010, pertussis, whooping cough, pneumococcal infection. I do apologise for this, guys. I'm not a doctor. I can't read these things out or pronounce them correctly, but I will go through them. Poliomyelitis, rotavirus, rubella, smallpox up to the 1st of August 1971, tetanus, and tuberculosis. Now, you may have had a combined vaccination against a number of the disease listed. For example, you might have been vaccinated against DTP, diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, or MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella. You may also be able to get a payment if you're severely disabled because either your mother was vaccinated against one of the diseases in the list while she was pregnant. You've been in close physical contact with someone who's had an oral vaccine against poliomyelitis. Next page. What counts as severely disabled? Disablement is worked out as a percentage, and severe disablement means at least 60% disabled. This could be a mental or physical disablement and will be based on medical evidence from the doctors or hospitals involved in your treatment. When and where the vaccination must have taken place. You must normally have been vaccinated before your 18th birthday, unless the vaccination was during an outbreak of a disease in the UK or the Isle of Man, or it was against coronavirus, COVID-19, poliomyelitis, sorry about that, rubella, meningococcal group C, human papillomavirus, pandemic influenza A, H1N1, 2009 swine flu, meningococcal group W before your 26th birthday, influenza, meningococcal group C, human papillomavirus, pandemic influenza A, and influenza. Sorry, I've just read a couple of those again. Okay, next page, we're going to go on to how to claim. How to claim. Apply by filling out a claim form. Again, guys, I'm going to provide the link, so if you know anybody at all who's been vaccinated and they've got problems now, please do share this video and share the link that I will provide for you to the UK government website. So, you apply by filling out a claim form. You can apply on someone else's behalf if they're under 16 and you're their parent or guardian. They're not able to manage their own affairs and you act as their representative. They've died and you manage the estate. Send the completed claim form to Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme, Unit 5, Greenfinch Way, Newburn Business Park, Newcastle upon Tyne, postcode NE158NX. You can also contact the Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme to ask for a claim form. Details are there for you. Time limits. So there's time limits on making a claim. You can only claim for a child once they are 2 years old. To claim for an adult, apply by whichever is the latest of the following dates. On or before their 21st birthday, or if they've died, the date they would have reached 21, within 6 years of the vaccination. How long it takes. It can take at least 6 months to process a vaccine damage payment claim. If you're making a claim about coronavirus, COVID-19, vaccination, it will take longer. Just there again, I've put that back up again for you here, guys, within 6 years of the vaccination. So we all know there's a lot of people who have said they're fine with the vaccination. That's good, really good. Glad that's happening. But there are people who are not fine. That could change as well next year, the year after, the year after. So it says here within 6 years of the vaccination. Good to remember that. Now, other help that you can get. You might be able to get financial help if you're disabled. Apply for equipment for your home if you're disabled. Get a bereavement support payment if you're claiming a vaccine damage payment for someone who has died. Next, we go into if you disagree with the decision made. You can challenge a decision about your vaccine damage payment claim. This is called asking for a mandatory reversal. If the decision was made after 27th of October 2013, write to the Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme. You must explain why you think the decision is wrong and include any evidence to support your application. Only include evidence you have not already sent. That is the address again. You need to include the date of the original payment decision and your name and address, your date of birth and your national insurance number. If the decision was made on or before the 27th of October 2013, contact the Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme for advice on challenging the decision. What happens next? The original decision will be reviewed. The NHS Business Services Authority will send you a new decision if they think it should be changed. If they do not think the decision should be changed, you'll get a mandatory reversal notice that will explain the reasons why. This will include the information you need to be able to appeal. You can ask for the mandatory reversal again. There's no limit on the number of times you can make this request and no time limit. You can also appeal to the Social Security and Child Support Tribunal. The tribunal is impartial and independent of government. There is no time limit for requesting an appeal. Download and fill in form SSCS7 and send it to the address on the form. There's a few more details there, guys, so you can read on for there. Take a pause, have a little look through that, and again, I am going to be sending the links out for this. Next, we are going to look at an article from The Independent. Now, there is a lawyer who is taken on cases for people that have been adversely affected by the vaccines, okay? I'm doing this as a very neutral video because I want to help people. So it's not about whether you're unvaccinated or vaccinated. As you know, I'm not vaccinated, I'm unvaccinated. So this isn't for me. If you're unvaccinated, it isn't for you. It's going to be for people that have been vaccinated, and unfortunately, it hasn't gone as expected for them. Within this article, there's details for the lawyer dealing with it. As I said, I've reached out to her and I've not had nothing back yet. If I do get anything back, I will post it. But you can do an internet search yourself, pull up her details and send an email or a message to her if you need her help. Now, let's take a look at this article. Independent. Saturday the 30th of April 2022 at 14:28. This was posted. Families of people who died after taking COVID vaccine ignored as zero compensation payouts made. Obviously, this is a couple of months ago, so there may have been some payments made now. You would hope so. As we dip into this article, though, you can see there is a bit of a lag. Next one. Families with loved ones who died or suffered severe side effects after receiving the COVID vaccine say they are being ignored. More than 1,200 claims have been made to the Vaccine Damages Payment Scheme, which entitles successful applicants up to £120,000 if a causal link between vaccination and severe reaction culminating in an injury or death is proven. But to date, the government is yet to pay out any form of compensation for have been harmed by vaccination or even died. The government's Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme was created to acknowledge the losses suffered by families affected and provide some financial support, she said. So again, I'm being very neutral here. She says it here. It is vital the government financially supports the small minority of people who in exceptional circumstances have been harmed by vaccination or even died. So if you know one of those people who have suffered these exceptional circumstances, please pass this video on. Please pass the government links on. Hopefully they can get help. We'll keep going on. Instead, they remain embattled with the VDPS, the Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme, whilst also coming to terms with grief and, in some cases, new caring responsibilities. The government has acknowledged that there is increasing scientific evidence that supports an association between the COVID vaccines and some extremely rare and limited adverse effects. As a result of this evidence, officials are now in a position to begin progressing existing claims, according to a letter sent by NHS Business Service Authority to a claimant on 15th of February 2022. It's understood the government has contracted Crawford & Co., a claims management company, to begin processing applications. The first assessment is to begin in the week commencing 16th of May. But Miss Moore said that VDPS was moving far too slowly and that the majority of her clients had been waiting well over 6 months for compensation after first making a claim. One of her families submitted an application more than 50 weeks ago. In an email received on Tuesday, the family was told by a VDPS caseworker that we are unable to provide an accurate timescale. Now, 10 of her clients have received a final or interim death certificate that concludes vaccination was responsible for the death of their relative or partner. 5 of these submitted their application more than 6 months ago, Miss Moore said. In another case, Prime Minister Boris Johnson personally wrote to a claimant promising his help, yet nothing has come of this offer, Miss Moore said. As of the 25th of March 2022, a total of 1,210 claims relating to the COVID vaccines has been made to the VDPS, data shows. Typically, just 80 claims a year are made to the VDPS, the independent understands. To qualify for a payment under the VDPS, claimants must show their disablement was caused by vaccination and that the resulting injury is severe, rendering them at least 60% disabled or more. Now, I'm just going to go back to that little one here. Typically, just 80 claims a year are made to the VDPS. They've got 1,210, and if there's anybody else who's suffering that you know, that should go up. So please do pass this vid around. Now, to qualify for a payment under the VDPS, the claimants must show the disablement was caused by a vaccination and that the resulting injury is severe, rendering them at least 60% disabled or more. That's according to the Department for Work and Pensions Industrial Injuries Scale. Applicants are requested to provide medical records and proof of hospital appointments related to their condition. A government spokesman said, "We are working through the claims made through the VDPS as quickly as possible, and the NHS Business Services Authority has a team of caseworkers dedicated to keeping claimants updated." NHS BCA has also contracted a supplier to specifically review medical assessments in order to provide outcomes for claimants as quickly as possible, but can only do so once they have received full medical records for the claimants, which can take time. The government said all vaccines being used in the UK met the MHRA's strict standards of safety, effectiveness and quality. To date, more than 140 million COVID vaccinations have been rolled out in Britain. Now, we've just read the article there. As I said, I'm being very neutral on this. If anybody has suffered an adverse reaction that you know, if anybody has died that you know who has had the vaccination, you need to look into this, okay? There is help available for you. Just a short video of this, guys. It's not too long. That's all I wanted to say on this. I hope this gets shared out. I hope it's helpful to others. And if Miss Sarah Moore or any other lawyer that I've contacted comes back to me, I will definitely share the details with you all. But please share this video out. It's important to me. It's important to everyone. We're just trying to help everybody. And I really appreciate your time today watching this video.